So let's hop into our first video covering mastering meditation, starting out in chapter 1, but I do plan on actually covering all of chapter 1 in one video, which is a rarity for me. And so we'll start off towards the end of the chapter. Sitting comfortably in a completely dark room, you will come to wonder how you will overcome the enemy of your swirling thoughts. And I completely agree with that. Also think it's kind of obvious as well for anyone who has ever tried meditating before. You'll quickly realize how hard it is to stop the constant flow of thoughts that are always streaming up from your unconscious. And then it's even more obvious when, those are negative thoughts, you're in a bad or negative mood. Because when those negative thoughts are popping up, they'll be packaged with negative feelings and emotions that go along with it. And basically, as long as you're thinking about it, those feelings will be flowing to you nonstop, right? Next up, what I've done in this book is marry the core yogic principles with the modern medical language. My goal is to show you the current cutting edge of respiratory and brain science, which now reveal what the yogis found through trial and error so very long ago. In this text, you will learn both the modern medical and ancient yogic view of the body, mind, and soul. If you do feel worried that you are not understanding everything, simply look to the practice. By practicing just 5 minutes a day, you'll be winning in no time. And I like that point. It also lines up with things that I've said before on the channel, where I think you'd be a lot better off, especially in the beginning when you're trying to learn to practice, doing a lot shorter meditation sessions way more often. So say 5 minutes a day, every day. I think you'd be way better off with that than doing one really long meditation session like once a week. Like say instead of doing the 5 minutes a day every day thing, you think, oh, I'll do an hour or I'll do 90 minutes once a week every Sunday. And you'll think that because, the cumulative time of the 5 minutes every day will be less than your one 90-minute session, you might think you're better off doing the 90-minute session. But generally speaking, I would totally recommend against that. Mostly because for that 90-minute session, you might be focused and really trying to do the practice correctly for the first 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if you're lucky. But then your mind will start to wander, you'll fall asleep, and you'll just basically waste a lot of the time that you've dedicated to meditating. It is not enough to hear this truth from my teacher, or that I learn a meditative technique. I can't just live in my imagination of these things, but must put the rubber to the road and apply what I have learned. The yogi is not so much interested in what the ideas of the universe are, but focuses instead on his practice of the meditative techniques so that he can perceive for himself firsthand the source of his soul. The truth isn't memorized or whispered from on high, but rather slowly reveals itself from within. And now we'll actually hop back to truly the beginning part of chapter 1. We want the grand view of meditation, so we'll need to soar way up above the fray and get the 10,000-mile view. We want to get the big picture. Also, here he's going to talk about the 8 steps to becoming adept at meditating. Here are the 8 steps to becoming your own meditative expert. They are organized into 2 levels of mastery. You can easily achieve the first, and then slowly the second will be revealed to you through your practice. So, level 1, and there's 4 things that go along with it. Resonant breathing being number 1, 2, sitting very still, 3, 4 proofs of meditation, and 4, let go and enjoy. And then the level 2, more difficult stuff. Number 1, or actually 5, because they go in order. Tranquil breath. 6, the freeze response. 7, roll up of consciousness. 8, let go and expand. When you boil it down, meditation mastery involves only these 3 processes. So number 1, a low idle state of the dorsal-vagal complex. And there he goes talking about his brain stuff. 2, bliss of the left amygdala. 3, expansion of the right hippocampus. Different meditative traditions will emphasize different parts of this equation, but closer examination reveals these 3 parts in almost every meditative heritage. Maybe you've heard someone say, you need to get out of your own way. That's exactly what the first leg of this equation is all about, so that being the whole low idle state thing. Most of yoga is the process of getting into the low idle state. Enter the low idle state, then wander your way through bliss and expansion. That's the yogic meditation plan. So, bliss and expansion being 2 and 3 of the three processes to mastering your own meditation. The Yoga Sutras were never meant as a comprehensive manual, but rather as college cliff notes to summarize what you already learned from your teacher. 6 steps to yogic meditation. So I'm definitely going to screw up some of these words. First couple on the last one, I think I'm good though. So number 1, asana, stretching and posture. 2, pranayama, controlling the breath to control the nervous system. 3, pratyahara, I think. Interiorization through the freeze response. Interiorization. I think that's right. INTERIORIZATION. I don't know, man. Freaking out my dyslexic brain trying to read that. 4, dharana. Hopefully that's close. Clarity of mind that arises spontaneously. 5, dhyana. Absorption of mind that also arises spontaneously. And then 6, samadhi, union or non-dual state, achieved by identification with the right brain. I do like how he actually pointed out identification with the right brain, because of course samadhi, union, the non-dual state are all things that I've heard before, but I've never had that be directly linked to having anything to do with the right brain, which is cool. And actually, that's it. I think we'll just kind of end it there. And yeah, until the next video, keep your meditation practice legit.